Well, oh my goodness, that was fun. I'm ever so sorry. I'll tell you the sad story of what's just happened, and I'm hoping that you can now all hear me. Can you all hear me? Could someone say hello to me? And then maybe we'll get started. Oh yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, what happened was as I was coming into the room, I knocked the camera off. That camera. So I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just check it and make sure that it's in the right place for starting. No. I set it all up on another live feed to check that it was all working. And could I stop the live feed? No. Therefore, could I start this one? No. Oh, golly. Okay, so I do apologise. And that means that I haven't even got absolutely everything ready. So bear with me just a second. And let me show you, first of all, what we're going to look at. So I've got a new range of colours here. So this is another one of the rainbow colour packs to show you. This one is called Pink Rainbow, possibly because it's sort of pinky colour. So I'm going to be working with this palette here today, and I do appreciate it doesn't look all that wonderful from your point of view here, but they are beautiful colours and I thought they went together very well. So we've got pink, light pink, magenta, mauve, eggplant, champagne, sand, flamingo, red, and then burgundy. So there's 20 sheets in all, 2 of each colour, and they are over on the website if anyone would like to participate in any of those. I have to say this one is very limited because there is no longer, well, it turns out at the moment anyway, any of the light pink. So what I've got, and then that is it, I'm afraid, for this particular collection. So this is the Pink Rainbow collection. Now, I thought that I'm going to work with flamingo and a bit of sand and a bit of champagne. So I'm going to go with those 3 colours there today. So I'm going to pop them to one side. So that is that. I'm also going to be working with, whoops, the anemone flower. Yeah, I had to think about that. The anemone flower, because I think that's a really pretty one. I'm going to work with the anemone leaves. I've got them already cut out here. So some of the anemone leaves. And I'm going to be working with the Hexagon box. Now, the Hexagon box was brought out a couple of weeks ago, and I have just got literally a handful left. And I know lots of people have bought them, and I haven't actually had a chance to use this one and show you all. So I thought we would do that today. So it's the Hexagon box, which is this little beauty here. And I'm going to use it with the Hexagon Inserts. And I'm going to use this one with this little sort of holy pattern, lacy, yeah, lacy, and then the next one down as well. So that is the selection. That's my anemone leaves there that I was going to use. So that's all those bits in place. Now, because I didn't get a chance, let's get myself a card. So let's get myself, hold on, don't know whether we're going to get a, I told you I wasn't organised. Not sure whether I've got 2 cards, not sure which one it's going to be at the moment. So it's either an 8x8 or a 7x7. So we'll keep both of those to one side. And I'm going to, I wanted to look for my Victorian corners. So it says in here, this is the box for the Victoria corners. Now, is it or not? This is what we ask ourselves. Oh, look at that. I shouldn't sound quite so shocked, should I? But you know what it's like. you label things and you think, yeah, if I label it, I'll know where it is when I need it, but then you forget to put it back. Or is that just me? Maybe that's just me. So now let me think, what size card? I think a 7x7 will be okay. Let's just bring that in. No, it won't. It's going as an 8x8. There we are, executive decision as an 8x8. And I'm going to, I've still got cables and everything because I was nearly chucking the camera out the window. Get these out of the way. So my 8x8. So I am going to cut the first layer of goodiness is going to be this one, which is the flamingo. And I'm going to cut that one to 19 by 19 so that I've got a bit of a border all the way around. And we'll go with that one. So 90. That's because I'm using the 8x8. So let's just trim that down and see if that gives us a big enough area. I think it does. So 19 by 19. Let's have a look if we like the look of that. Oh, I think we do. That gives us a nice enough border there. So that was my flamingo. Then I'm going to go in with my champagne, and that one is going to be 18.5 by 18.5, so a little bit smaller. Oops, back to one side. Let's check that that is all okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to put up that one. I'm going to attach my Victoria corners to, because I want to show the dark colour behind it. So let's run that through. Oh, I couldn't believe it when that camera fell off just as I was going to start. Oh, and it's a bit too hot for worrying about all that sort of thing, don't you think? Don't you think? So whilst I'm just attaching this, just wanted to say a few things to you. One is, don't forget the 72-hour rule, and therefore you will catch me again tomorrow. That's Thursday, here at 6 o'clock for a quick YouTube live. Not allowed to say what I'm going to be doing, but I shall be here at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And then you can follow on tomorrow evening if you are available at 7 o'clock for the Craft Cave live, because that's happening tomorrow as well. So I'm just going to run this through my machine with my Victoria corners on there. So we'll be able to then have this very pretty darker colour showing through, which I think will look quite nice. Take my corners off. Oh, didn't quite cut through on that corner. Popping back. Hold on a minute. Can you see it didn't quite catch in those corners? So I will just pop those back in again. Don't know why, but there you go. There you go. So I think the corners, when I'm doing a big card like this, the corners will look quite good. Oh, crikey. That didn't sound so good, did it? That did not sound so good. Let's just check this time. That's better. That is better. So just peel these off. And as I said, this is really already kind of like, It takes it to another level by putting these corners in, I think. Yeah, so you can see the pretty bits and pieces from behind. So let's just, whoops, clear out these last little bits, and then we can stick that one straight down because we know that that is all good to go. So, oh, get out when you're told. There, that one's all clear. And then it seems really funny at the moment because I keep on dipping in and out of Christmas, as you do. 1 minute I'm doing Christmas cards and the next minute I'm doing, well, this is going to be an anniversary card. So yeah, it varies, doesn't it? It does seem funny to be doing Christmas, but I've just about sorted out all of my Christmas ones. Oh, come on. Would you believe it? Now stop playing about. Just because you thought that you were going to be put to one side and not used after all, there's no need to mess about, is there? She says, talking to a piece of paper and a glue bottle. Sad. It's sad. So let's just pop that into a place, which now gives my lucky hands. Let's take away those marks there. And that's going to give me my base. So I'm going to decide whether we're going top. I'm going to go side this time, I think. So I'll just check where the side is. And that's going to go straight down onto my card base there. Okay. Glad I'm not the only one that talks to the card then, but do you talk to the glue bottle? That is the difference. That is the difference. Do you indeed talk to the glue bottle? So let's put that down there. I can still see some grubby marks. So I'm just taking them off with my glue eraser. Just where the tape was, really. But, okay, so now I'm going to cut myself the hexagon frame. And I'm going to cut that out to start off with this lighter colour. So this one is called Sand. And I'm going to take my frame and stick that down in place. And then I'm going to, at the same time, pop my insert in. And because I want to have it as an open aperture there, I'm going to pop my middle bit in. Now this was a very similar die cut that we did at our workshop, which you will have seen some of the amazing photographs from the group that were there with me at the weekend. Don't forget, the next one is October the 15th, which won't be very long, will it? So I'm just going to run that through. Pop that onto my plate, so it's going that way round. I'm going to put a metal shim on it just to be sure, but it doesn't really need it. And again, because I've got just the one intricate die in the centre, I feel that I can get away with doing it like this. Just bring that through. Doing it all in one. I think I'm okay with that. So let's just take that out. Tape off. So this colour that I've used now is Sand. And as you can see, because I have done that all in one, you can see all of the lines that the box die sets out for you without even sort of thinking about it. Just check all my pieces are out of there. So I now need to take my bone folder, and if you look carefully, you can see that the lines are on there, all of the lines. But I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to just burnish all of these edges. And when you're doing an actual box like this, whether it be this shape one or the square or any of the others, you do need to really burnish these score lines to make sure that you get it absolutely right. So just doing those. I think with the colours that I've chosen, with the pink rainbow selection of cards, it also just gives you that extra little bit of not having to think too much about what colours might go together. So that's quite a nice idea. So I'm just burnishing also these little tiny ones as I go round, like that. And I've got all of them burnished. Now I'm going to turn it over the other way, and I'm going to take some 9mm power tape, and I'm going to put that onto the very outside edge, very outside tab I should say, all the way round to make my hexagon shape. Okay. Now there's all sorts of different ways that you can finish this off. You could finish this off as a full hexagon with top and bottom. You can have just the aperture. Not decided quite which way I want mine to go today. We'll have a look, see what we think. But because the colours go so well together, we could probably get away with more combinations. Sometimes if it's a darker colour underneath, it might look a bit too stark. But in this case, we might just have it as a full aperture. Don't know. I just don't know. So, popped all of my 9mm tape. You could, of course, use less. Oh, come on. Thank you. You could use a 6mm tape. It's just that because this will actually take the 9mm, we might as well. So that's why we've gone for it. I will also need some glue glaze. Again, you could use little tapes. So where these little tiny bits are, you could put tape on them, but because they're sort of rounded rather than square, I found that was a bit difficult to do. So subsequently, I'm going to go round with my glue glaze, which picks it up much quicker. So I'm going to put glue onto each of the little tabs, one at a time, and then popping them up so that that completely marries in, and then just hold that together for a second. Just get that to grab. Oh, stick into the tape as well. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Just put those up corners to corners. Just these ones as well. And these ones here. I find that you could use, as I say, ordinary wet glue, but this glue glaze really, and if Shirley North is on, she'll tell you about glue glaze, having made hundreds of flowers, literally hundreds of flowers with them. But the fact that it does literally grab very, very quickly within seconds is what you need when you're doing a job like that, is it not? Oops. Oh. Now, I noticed that that one and that one don't want to stay up. So we just fold them over. I'm going to fold them as we go. Now into position. So when I'm folding over here, I'm just literally taking one over the top until they just slot in, giving you that hexagon shape. So they just find their own way there. Now when I turn that over, you can see what a pretty sort of frame aperture that is. Now, bringing my card back in, you know, I think that is going to go straight down on my creamy colour because I think that looks rather nice today. So there were other options. So let me explain some of the other options. So we can take one of the hexagons from the set as well, and we could then pop that behind it, like that sort of thing. So that could give you a solid colour. Or we could take a darker colour and put that as an outline for it. Oh, decisions. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. Let's just, so what have we got? We've got our, just talk amongst yourselves. Hopefully you're not in a rush. Have I got my hexagon that can fit onto the back there? Oh, underneath all of them, bits and pieces. Does it fit onto here? Oh, very, very slightly. We can just about squeeze that in, I think, because as it's going on the back, if I've missed a tiny bit, which I know I will have, if I'd have thought about it, I could have moved it over, but I didn't think about it. So I'm going to run that through because I'm then going to take a piece of my flamingo and cut a bigger hexagon. So as you can see, just fractionally. Oops. But it is a tiny bit missing, and because it's going to go on the back of this, no one's going to be any the wiser. So I'm just going to put that straight onto the back of my card so that we've got that into a hexagon shape there. And then I'm going to take, I'm not sure which one, I'm going to take my stitch dot hexagons. I want it bigger, so not that one. Next one up, I think. Just check. No. Next one up again. I want to be able to see that from behind. So let's pop that on. And then we can cut ourselves some of the other flowers. Bring in our card. Just wait for that to come through. And so you've got all of this assembled with the corners already done for us. Just gives quite a nice finish. So this again is in the flamingo. So this is the darker colour that I'm using there. Then that can go in the centre, and then that can go in the centre of that. And that gives a nice little border all the way around. So let's just pop that onto our card front and then just make up some flowers. Now I'm going to use, as I said, the anemone flowers, possibly some of my favourites this year. So that one goes absolutely flat. We don't need any foam because we've got plenty of dimension with this one. I need to lean my head over there to try and just get that fairly even. And I can push my fingers through there just to put that on. So yeah, it's going to have to go in a box, but hey, why not? So let's make some flowers. Now, the flowers that we will use, I think we're going to go that colour, don't you? So this again is to the flamingo, but we could mix and match. So we'll see. Pop that one through first. And I've already cut out my anemone leaves, so they're going to go onto my flower as well. And then because this is an anniversary card, I'm going to cut out my sentiment as well. My sentiment is a duo sentiment from Creative Expressions. I'll show you in just a second. These two sizes together. Those two, and those two. So they've got the hole in them so that you could put your stamens in there. But that's not what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put some glue glaze over that centerpiece and then pop, alternating my petals like that. And then I'm immediately going to put my anemone leaf behind it so that I'm kind of not even thinking about where that greenery is going to go. And I know that that is all ready to go. So we're sort of going there with that. So again, a really simple card, just squashing these anemone petals in, but they could be done with any sort of form. Popping a little bit of glue, did use glue glaze, didn't I? But we'll go with that one. Into the centre, offsetting the petals, and bring in another leaf. Just come on up a little bit. Bit of glue into the centre. And then we can pop that leaf in. I've got some gems, I think, which can go into the centre of that. And then we go with the next size down. Oops. I do think, you know, I'm just having a look at some of your comments, and I'm not sure if I've got grasped what we're talking about, but when it says about collection, is that what we're talking about? Collecting things. So I think that that is sort of part of the hobby, isn't it? Well, it is for me anyway, almost, is collecting the things. Yes, I don't always use all of them, but hey ho, get an awful lot from it. So this one is going to go down here onto the actual card itself, whereas those two are on the side. And then I've got one last little one, which I'm going to do, and that one's going to go up in this corner. glue and straight onto my anemone leaf. So the set of anemone leaves do actually come with more leaves in there than these. Whoops. But I prefer just these. So I'm going to stick that one onto there. For that to grab. I'm going to go over here with this one. Just need to cut out my sentiment, and I'm probably going to wish that I had cut out my sentiment and then stuck it in after my flowers, but yeah. So that one is actually down onto the card, yeah, whereas those two are actually on the side, and so is that one on the edge of my card there. So this is the sentiment that I'm going for, which is a happy anniversary to a special couple. So it's 2. I'm hoping that I can get those out of my scrap bits of flamingo. Let's see what we can do. Here's my arm coming into shot there. Yeah, I reckon. Yay! How about that? Stick that down. Not going to have enough card to do it twice, so that it stands out a bit more. Although, have a plan, a cunning plan. Cut some of that off so we can actually cut it out. Put it onto my small plate and run that through. My cunning plan is to use some of my spare card. Pick it up off the floor. And I can layer it up with some of the other colour because it won't matter. It shouldn't show. And if it did show, it's the same colour that's behind it anyway. So I'm going to pop those 2 sentiments in again. Turn it round the right way so that that goes in the machine this way. I'll just pop those through. Hopefully it won't fall on the floor this time. So as I said, I'm just using up really the scraps rather than go into another piece of card. So take out these little extra bits that we don't want to come with us. A happy anniversary. And see how we go with this. And I'm just going to pop some glue down on there so that I can pick that up. And then just pop those bits of glue into there. I'm just going to hover that over the top, and hopefully you cannot see the one underneath. But as I said, because it's the same colour as everything else on here, if you do see that, it's not too bad. Just gives that little bit of extra on that one. And then finally, do the special couple. Well, I thought I'd do an anniversary card, not least the fact I needed to do one, but also I thought I'm always doing birthdays or that sort of thing, and Christmas just at the moment. So I thought that we would go with just that. So let's just put a bit extra down here. I've got the silicone mat, so I thought I'd put it on there rather than on my hands. You don't want to get in too much of a mess with that. Pop that into there. Ooh, curly. There we are. And then bringing back my card now. I'm going to fit that one in there, and then that one's going to go in there. So let's just put our glue into there. As I said, just a bit of a different one. Oops. So happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to my son, it is actually. My so hopefully they won't watch this until after their anniversary, but they could at least see how their card was made, couldn't they? If they do happen to watch. So happy anniversary goes into the centre. So notice there's one little bit there we don't need. Yeah, so I'll be back here tomorrow, as I said, at 6 o'clock, just for a short while. And then I will be back on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, usual time. And we will be launching the August card kit from the John Next Door range. So don't forget to put that into your diaries, because it will be great to see you there. I'll be launching that and showing you a quick sample of some new products as well. So I'm just going to pop that one into the centre there. Trying to get my fingers in the right way and whatever. Now, just need a little pearl, I think, into the centre of this. I think they're a bit big, aren't they? No, I think they're not. We'll go for one of those. So one of those and one of those. Nice little pearl. Oh! Into the centre there. Into the centre there. And I think they possibly are a little bit big for the other ones. Come here. No good. A bit of glue got caught on the outside. We don't want that bit of glue on the outside, do we? We want it on the inside if we want it anywhere. So we'll just pop that over there. And then finally these two here. I think these are these sort of joined pearls, which is why they're playing up a little bit. So one in there. And the final one up there. Obviously the dries clear glue will dry clear, so that you won't see that. Just bring them up. I will use one of the boxes and send this off in a box as opposed to a flat envelope, because I think you'll agree you probably couldn't easily put that into there. So there you go. So I'm sorry for the delay, as I said, and I hope you like it. I hope you think it was worthwhile, because I do. Let's stick that down and turn that round. And I'm sure that if you have got the Hexagon box, that you will find a nice selection of card stock and make that up for yourself. Possibly something like this. I'm also thinking I can find some little pearls. Hold on. can only see my big pearls at the moment, because I'm just thinking that the little pearls need to be just finished off, don't you think? 2 little pearls there. What do you think? Ooh, I think these would look very nice. So I'm going to pop 1 or 2 of those in as well, I think. And let's just put 1 of those. Oh, no, maybe not. It's got lost there. I'll play about with that as I will. There you go. I'll finish that off. I still want some little pearls. I'm going to put some pearls into there. So thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't looked into anything and you haven't got your hexagon box, do go and grab one before they are all sold out. I know that they're already sold out at the suppliers, so you won't be getting any more after those. Hope you can join me tomorrow evening at 6, just for a quick recap. And if not, I'll be back on Sunday at usual time at 11 o'clock with the new products, but also with the new John Next Door August card kit. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you soon. Take care then. Bye.